individuals. It's Mike, man. At that kind of that, not really that breaking point. I'm sure you people know what that feels like, and it happens. And you think once they get you to that breaking point, I'm not at the breaking point. I've already been there many different times because well, and you'll know the season targets for new targets. Welcome, welcome to the club. Uh, I know it's not a very savory thing to be, not really a club, but just man, just an experience in and of itself. Just something like you thought would never. I mean, when you woke up, you thought none of this would ever happen. You just didn't. You didn't think you would ever. Let's go back from when you were a child. Yeah, it's normal for us to be abused, some of us, and some of us were more heavily abused, and it can stem from there, but it really stems and becomes noticeable if you're a real target, and this can happen anytime from childhood, middle school, high school. For me, it happened. It started happening in high school, and this is when it happened. My mother. I'm not saying it's her fault, and I'm not saying that that's all that gang stalking, blah 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 stuff is always there, because there will be breaks. There will be times where these psychopaths know that they have taken it too far, and they know that they have to give you some time to heal. Keep the pressure on, but be relaxed about it. That's what I'm starting to figure out. If you just keep on keeping on that pressure, like you're applying, like you're Muhammad Ali or like Mike Tyson, and you just break that guy's rib, and that's the perp. Think about it, the analogy. The perp's rib is broken, they're backing off. I don't mean literally. Physically or just mentally, keep applying that pressure to that broken rib until it's just never going to really repair to where it was. And that, by that analogy, I mean keep applying the pressure in a different way if you can. Keep making them look bad with the stimuli that they're doing, or just look at, give them those weird looks, or maybe you're out playing putt-putt and you're just like, dude, what, they go, you'll notice they go over and above and beyond, and just do some off the wall. And I'm looking at them. You just look at them, really, just kind of glance at them, and not like arrogantly, but I mean, you're looking at them like, what are you doing, man? I don't see people do or say what you're saying, but, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like, I mean, and then they keep doing it. The freaky part in the middle, I'd say the middle or quarter stage you're targeting for targets, and you'll soon come to experience this new targets, is that just no matter what you do, you'll have those real intense days where it seems like everything is just going wrong. I mean, and some of it may be related to targeting, and some of it may not. It just may just be a bad day altogether. And everyone has bad days, but then when you have the extreme level of targeting and the extreme stimuli, and you know that okay, if I don't care if it's a few helicopters, but when it's 10 to 20 helicopters in one night, and there are over at this place, I'm at this girl's house right now doing documentary here. Whenever I come here, there is plane activity all night, which is usually a sign of surveillance. I've read with IMSI catchers, again, dirt boxes, and stuff that they use when they fly over. And I don't get why they wouldn't use something more quiet, but or less visible. They can do this with drones. I mean, they can do this with a lot of stuff, but um, now, but and it's just like, yeah, you dismiss it. You're like, whatever. You get sensitized to it. You're like, all right, that's, and even if it was right, you just don't care. Right? Okay, here they go again. That's what I said. I'm just like, here they go again. And then I don't even say that. You will get used to it, and you will know what I mean. So just trying to prep you if you're not already. You're already almost prepped. If you see this video, you're pretty prepped up, and you're ready. I mean, you're always the apprehensive thing, the looking around thing. That's okay if you think you're about to be attacked, like physically attacked, like with a gun or a weapon or something, or hit by a car, which they've done to me. Um, and ran me over. I mean, come on. I mean, I better be getting a insurance claim for that. If I don't, I am going to be very pissed off. But I'm sure, hopefully, any other targets out there, if you get the same thing and they hose you, well, that's just part of it. They hose targets. I mean, they really do. They give you you think there's a short end of the stick. You think you used to get the short end, then they just give you no stick. You're like, damn. Okay. So but you also like someone else said, you do have to have a filter and be very concise with, is this really targeting? Kind of step back. When they're going crazy, let them go crazy, and then step back again. Don't really get mad at them. You know, you kind of play like just like a normal person. So why do you feel that way? They'll stop, and then they'll snake bite you. I call it snake biting, where they'll just, everything will be cool, and then certain people will just freak out of nowhere on you. That's pretty common in just like any environment, like especially the home environment with spouses or family members. Like, I'm going back to my family members tomorrow to go over there. And I am definitely leaving this state, and I'm having to leave my daughter behind. Not trying to make these videos, all about just what's going on with me, but anything that's going on with you, feel free to share, man. I mean, because it is very important. Everyone's story here is very important, because the more we speak out against this, eventually it'll come to light, and the government will have to end the real war on terrorism, not just what they call the war on terrorism, the real war on terrorism. Like, actually, what terrorism in essence is on human beings, which is attacking their minds, attacking their life, their food, anything. Those are all, I mean, it's like you're pretty much treating us like, we're the enemy of the state. And if you've seen that movie, like, that's a good one. There's some, you ever seen the movie The Game? That's a dramatized kind of sense. I like to watch it sometimes because it's just so cheesy, but it's so kind of accurate with what targets in the beginning and the middle stage. The guy's damn lawyer turns his back on him. I've had that happen. Is all the money's gone, man. It's all, took it all out, all of my account. And then he gets drugged and he freaking smacks his head. I mean, you got to see that movie. The Game is funny, okay? The Game. That is funny. And not having any social and human interaction. Lately, I have. That's been good. I went to the bar a few nights ago, and I'm not a drunk, so don't get that wrong. But I do let loose because of this crap every now and then. I believe, if you want to, go ahead. If you don't, go work out. I do that too. Do whatever you want. Go fishing. Do things that make you happy when you're alone. Because you're going to have a lot of alone time from the isolation, and you will find yourself. The beauty of targeting is you will find out who you are. And you will find out through self-reflection of what makes you happy, what you enjoy. What do you like to do in the mornings? What's your morning? Maybe make a morning routine. Maybe go for a jog, or take up a new hobby. Maybe grab like an instrument or something, or grab like a become an engineer, or like take apart machines, or take apart like wires and stuff, and try to put them try to do different things with them. I mean, anything really, just that is adult, that is normal, and whatever they consider normal. I mean, do something that you enjoy that will take your mind off of this crap. Video games, if that's what you like. Aromatherapy, maybe some incense to cool your mind. Some candles or something, or maybe get lucky and get laid. I don't know, but that's pretty rare if you're a target. But you still can. You'll still. I mean, you still. It's still possible. I've done it. You can do it. We've all done it. But yeah, with the self-reflection process, kind of like a Gandhi effect. You ever heard of the Mandela effect, man? I just saw. Tell me if you guys think I'm wrong. The Mandela effect on the song by Chevelle named Peach, but 3 days before New Year's Eve, it was called Preach with an R, Preach. Now it's called Peach, and there's a song beneath it by Justin Bieber called Peach too. But I thought that was weird because I got in the shower. I was like, man, preach, preach, like Happy New Year, whatever. Like, but just playing about that. But really, it just changed to Peach. That one guy with the headband in the '80s that worked out, that gay dude, he never had a headband. I forget his name. I mean, these are all look up Mandela effect, but I call this the Gandhi effect. When they get you, and this is just my look on. Tell me what you think. The Gandhi effect, kind of like the healthy cabin fever, if you will, is being so isolated, and having such little human interaction that you actually view things differently. You actually, your interests are becoming. You may come back to your interests more powerfully. You may do things more creatively, and also a lot of targeted individuals. I don't see that a lot of them that watch a whole lot of television. Like I barely watch TV anymore. It just seems to be like the drill tube. And I mean, it's good. I mean, sometimes it's good to catch a movie. I like movies, but I'm not much for shows and sitcoms and drill open mouth breathing motives or movies. I mean, some of them are classic though. They are. You gotta give them that. At the same token, there's good judgment there. Um, but just know, I mean, really, be really calm, and because you're if you're always apprehensive and always looking at it where it's coming from, even when it's stopped or it's there, it's gone, or even you just don't know, could be come through the air vent, whatever. It just usually won't, and you could actually, from the law of attraction, dude, draw that stuff in when and make something bad happen, or you viewed something as being kind of uncomfortable, but you made it way worse because you just started interacting with it or talking to it or whoever. You touched something, or you thought it was way worse, and maybe it could have been, but you thought it was way worse than what it was, and it wasn't that bad. A lot of times, that's the apprehensive part of it. But with the Gandhi kind of isolation meditation, kind of like you're just alone in the park kind of feeling, that just leaves you, man, with you just identify yourself as yourself. You become, I believe, a more enlightened human being. Any human being, I think, would know themselves a lot better. And you almost wonder, is that why they're doing it? No. But that's actually the useful effect that they are doing to us. That they also did to Gandhi. They did to a lot of prisoners, a lot of people that were enlightened, a lot of people like even Jesus and on the highest level. But I mean, his descendants. There's people that are related to Jesus. So I'm not saying we are, but there's some that are related to him, and I'm not so sure about about the secret societies. I don't know. If they were so good and they were so righteous, why would they be secret? I mean, really, it's pretty obvious. When people wake up, though, they really know this and they really start to understand. When they're asleep, they're not gonna get it. They're just or they get it and they don't care. That they really don't care, and they're too self-consumed with their own lives. So if you find yourself with beating yourself kind of in this brick, you're just beating your head, beating yourself up, right? With this thought and this idea that why won't these people just come around? They're never going to. And if they do, it's going to be for a very limited time until they can catch you slipping again, or until they kind of back rub you and to make you comfortable into spilling the beans or being an open book because you have no one else to talk to. That's another way they'll get you. You got no one else to talk to. Well, come live here. Come here. They're a broken soul and they want you to be broken with them. You don't deserve that. You deserve way better than that. You deserve a freaking nice watch, whatever you want. Go get it. And if they won't let you get it, well, don't let them not let you get it. And I know it sounds hard. That's where I'm at. If I had it all figured out, trust me, I'd be putting links all over the place. But that is not the case. The targeting is real, and yeah, it's spiritual, but the part where if you don't have a filter and you're just gonna say everyone is in on this, or you can't just relax and say, okay, man, today can be a good day, because there's days, every day can still be a good day even though you're being targeted. You get so used to it, eventually you'll know what the targeting shit, and then they'll know that they can't really. You just let them know with all that relaxed pressure that you put on them. Eventually, they're gonna know they can only take it so far, and then you look at them. You don't laugh, because if you laugh, they'll think it's funny to keep doing it. Just say, hey, that hurts my feelings when we talk about that. Switch topics, but they keep going. Well, they'll take it only to a certain level, because they'll know that you set up that boundary, that barrier, that blockade, that block that says, with facial expression, with your eye contact and what you're saying, how you're communicating, how fast we're relaying that information to what they're saying to you, that it's just not connecting. You're just not having an agreement, connective, communicative conversation that's really understanding, well understanding of each other's point of view, and they'll get that, and that'll help you. But you don't want to do that all the time, because not everyone deserves it. Sometimes other people are having a bad day, and know what you're really dealing with. I would say avoid going to bars if you're a target and drinking more than 2 or 3 beers, because they have tried to throw me out of almost every bar. They may do this to you, where they may try to throw you out of a lot of bars for no reason. They'll say, "Yeah, you're cut off." I'm like, "Why?" You're just it's kind of like they do a hand, like just like they almost want to say, "Yeah, like Outback told us to get you out." Who knows? Only the good Lord. With that, I'm going to pray for all of you. Amen. We're shining to an ever greater light. Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, all these great saint archangels, and all those bishops and all that stuff, man. It is real. Better believe. It is real. God is real. And with that, God bless. Amen. And I'm going to dive back into the Bible again, and hopefully you do the same. Doesn't matter what version. Maybe we can share some biblical, how we overcome these biblical struggles and obstacles, because there are solutions, and sometimes that the holy person does get beaten. They do get ridiculed. That's the form of gang stalking that's in the Bible, is getting, rocked or stoned, or, Jesus' disciples turning on him. I mean, even doing that, turning on him, and Paul, turned into Saul, or no, Saul turned into Paul, which was actually a good thing. He did that. He used to kill all those Christians, but then God said, "No, come with me." And that's like pretty much saying like a perp that wants to become good. So perps, or whatever, gang stalkers, whatever you call yourselves, you can still come back. I don't know what dirty blood oath agreements you've made, but I hopefully you can cut them out of your life and get. I mean, you're not blood brothers. I hope not. So if you are, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you're really involved with here, but it's ruining lives. You're not constructive. You don't have constructive criticism. If you're wearing a highlighter jacket, please go work at a construction zone. With that, I'm gonna go. Bye.